Okay, the title of this video is about how frequency is not a scalar, but rather is a non-commutative spinor due to the relativistic Doppler shift, and this is what I call the Hempel effect. And so there's new studies on graphene having a non-local asymmetric time energy or frequency energy pumping effect. And so this is going to be utilized for whatever kind of new technology they're developing. And the graphene is non-local due to the pi resonance that's also found in the tubulin of the microtubules in our body and our brain. And so this is the model of biological proto-consciousness that Stuart Hameroff and Roger Penrose detail. And so the technology of graphene is mimicking the consciousness that is found in the tubulin as a subwavelength of light of the microtubules that are then resonated via ultrasound. And so the non-commutative phase resonates up, it amplifies up from the non-local to the scale-free or of the what we consider to be the macro scale. And so I want to thank readers of my blog for inspiring me to do some more research on this. And so there's recent research on the phase change of molecular spin, of magnetic spin. And so at a certain temperature, the magnetic field the spin becomes random, and this is considered to be a scale invariant because it's due to a non-local cause. And then it's at the sub wavelength of light, and then it amplifies up to the molecular and biological level. And so standard quantum physics considers this to be random, but non-commutative phase shows that it's due to the de Broglie law of phase harmony as a relativistic Doppler shift of time and frequency. And so standard Western science relies on the definition of frequency as a scalar using irrational magnitude that doesn't take into account the non-commutative phase of time and frequency. And so in music, this is rediscovered based on pitch of the perfect fifth being the different geometry as a undertone relative to the one root tonic as or an overtone. So you have if the frequency is 3 relative to the octave as 2, then and the root tonic is 1, then the 2/3 is reverses the time and the wavelength, and so that you have a different geometry with even though the pitch stays the same as perfect fifth. So this means that the frequency is the same, but the geometry is different as a phase, as non-commutative phase. And so this refers to a pure time phase change before a closed spatial measurement. So in standard science, the frequency is converted to a geometric angular phase so that you can change the direction in a circle without changing the length. And so this is how wave number is calculated as angular frequency. But this assumes a symmetric spatial irrational magnitude definition of time. And so it wasn't until quantum physics that science had to confront again the what Heisenberg realized was a non-commutative time frequency source of energy. Since the quantum energy is defined by frequency and not by the classical amplitude. So again, this is now being utilized by graphene as a metamaterial, but the tubulin in our neurons and the most common protein in our body is microtubule, is also a metamaterial that then resonates the non-local proto-consciousness of reality. And so because it's a non-commutative phase, then it starts out as discrete, as a logical inference of the future and the past overlapping, and then resonating that it's superluminal, faster than the speed of light, so that it's a relativistic quantum effect. And so with relativity, the speed of light is invariant, and therefore wavelength can be used as the basis of time directly without any spatial measurement. So this, of course, is a circular argument in science based on how the speed of light is measured and derived, but in meditation we already have the speed of light based on seeing light, through our perception. And so when we close our eyes and visualize light, then we are turning the light around and reversing the time and frequency of the light to then resonate with the non-local and non-commutative phase that is the pure time and frequency energy as the fifth dimension. So this is what standard science calls the Higgs field, that then creates mass from the virtual particles. But in reality, as non-commutative geometry shows from Yuan Qi, the Riemannian geometry is derived from a discrete non-commutative inverse Fourier transform of time and frequency. And so this is what since we can listen faster than Fourier uncertainty or time frequency uncertainty, then by listening through meditation, we can resonate with the proven non-local source of these pi resonance molecules that's now being utilized with graphene. And so this is what the pumping effect is that's being done with graphene, but it can be done. That's what's done in meditation, and if it's done on a deep enough level, then it causes a space-time reversal and levitation and anti-gravity, and also physical transformations and precognition and telekinesis. And so this is detailed by Olivier Coster de Beauregard, who's really the only physicist who documented that the paranormal is proven by the Louis de Brought's law of phase harmony as a relativistic quantum resonance.